What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and we are back here today for another deck profile, and it is Zoodiac. So I decided to mess around with this since my my Zeus's finally came in the mail. We did pull a Zeus, but ultimately I wanted to play this list with two, so we were waiting for those guys to come. Yeah, we messed around with it. It was alright. I'll make the suggestions. Actually, there wasn't really anything wrong with like the deck itself. It was just like my luck was pretty bad. But yeah, there are some suggestions though that I like recommend as we're going through, as to like stuff you can change if you do want to change it. This is pure Zoodiac as well, so like this isn't Dogmatica like the last list that we did. Did I upload that to the channel? No, I'm sure I uploaded Dogmatica Zoo to the channel. I think so. Yeah, but this is just a pure Zoodiac list that involves like the new stuff, and yeah, we don't have any Zoo King alphas either, so don't expect that to be in this list. Apologies, but I just didn't have them. And I'd like still iffy on the card, so I don't know whether or not to buy it. But before we do get started, as always, please remember to drop down below and hit that subscribe button if you are new here, because we are always happy to have new people to the channel. And let's get on into the deck profile. Okay, so starting us off, we had the card that found itself into my hand all night long, and it was Zoodiac Thoroughblade. I saw this every single match, and every second probably hand I saw it, I saw multiple. There was, I think it was round 1 or round 2, I opened 2 and then top decked the third. And I was like, this is great. And then in the next game, in that same match, I opened 2 again. And it hurt real bad. On the downside, like on the plus side, sorry though, I don't believe this card got gammed all night long. Like it is like a massive fear that when I like normal summon this and activate the effect, that Gamma will drop down and then my day will be bad. But yeah, it didn't get gammed all day long, which was solid. I apologize if you can hear some construction. Apparently someone next door has decided to start hammering stuff on their roof. But next off, we've got 3 copies of the Banished Lady, and that is Whiptail. Holding this in your hand, you quick effect to equip, and then banish whatever's attacking. Overall, solid card. Yeah, put in solid work. 3 Whiptails, always great. You can consider cutting Thoroughblade to 2 though, because sticks in your hand. Next off, we've got 2 copies of Ram Ram. I'm not playing 3 because, like, I still don't think 3 Ram Ram is necessary. You may as well play Bunny Blast if you're playing 3 copies of Ram Ram. In my opinion, that's probably a bad opinion, but it's my opinion. Really, it comes up when you're doing, like, the play to make Mega Clops, but overall, I found, like, playing 3 of it just wasn't necessary. There was never a time when I was like, I really am going to normal summon this Ram Ram right now. Like, I'm sure I did that at some point because it was like the only card in my hand, but I was never like, this is the best play out of everything I have. Then we've got the 1 copy of Rat. For some reason, there are people at my locals that are like, this card can come to 2. And I'm like, you never played with this card at more than 1, so you can't talk. Yeah, this card is insane. You can use it to Foolish the Ram Ram or the combo for when you want to play, so it's a good normal summon. Again, the Gamma can hurt it, but it is what it is. Then we've got 1 copy of Pancratops. I'm just playing this because in the event that like your normal summon does get removed when you're going second, you do need like something you can just slap on board and like threaten with. So the 1 Prank. Overall, you would play 2 Zoo King as well. I just don't have them. Yeah, you can probably cut like a Thoroughblade, and then actually no, there's 2 cards later on that you can cut in that instance. Then we're playing 3 copies of Gamma. A lot of people in my locals are running around with Zoodiac at the moment, so Gamma is like really effective against that, and of course we got the 1 driver as well. But yeah, just removing the threat from the board is solid. You do play Desires in this list, so you do worry about banishing the driver. It didn't happen to me, but it will happen eventually. In that case, you can just like discard the Gammas for other things. Then we've got 3 copies of Ash to round out our monster lineup. It's just probably a solid hand trap, stops a lot of decks. Always, you can switch it for whatever you like, though, for your locals. Then we've got 1 copy of Barrage. I am yet to open this, playing this build. It hurts real bad, but it's just the way it is, I guess. Then we've got 3 copies of Tenki, the card that I do see quite a lot of. And do not search the Thoroughblade, because I already probably have like 3 of in my hand. So, no need for that. But yeah, Tenki, great card. It's essentially just a Barrage that doesn't pop itself, and of course, still uses your normal summon. Then we've got 3 copies of Talents. Play through hand traps. Your odds on going to get popped anyway through a monster effect. Hopefully then Talents can break the board. Then we've got 3 copies of Droplets. Again, great card. You can use it to discard your dead Gammas if you want to do it that way. It's always solid. Then we've got 2 copies of Cosmic. These can become your Zoo Kings if you do want to like play Zoo Kings. I just have like a lot of Mystic Mind players running around my locals, so Cosmics are in the main deck along with 1 copy of Harpy's Feather Duster. Then of course we do have the 3 copies of Desires, your primary draw engine. You don't care about banishing your Barrage. Banishing your Driver is probably the harshest thing, so if you're like worried about that, just don't play the Gamma package. But I didn't find, like, it will eventually come back and bite me in the ass, but it didn't bite me in the ass when I was playing this, so hopefully you had the same luck. Then we've got 3 copies of Avarice, shuffle everything back, hit the reset button, draw 2. Still says draw 2, good card. Also resets your extra deck, which is great. Then we've got 3 copies of Imperm for our trap-based hand trap. Weirdly, a lot of the time, I found myself setting this when I had Zeus on board, and I was like, why did I just set this? But then it came up, so yeah, can't complain that much. And then 1 copy of Zoodiac Avarice to round out the main deck. Okay, so next off we have the extra deck, and if you go to the ban list video on Sunday, we have the card that I believe will come to 2, and that is Dryden. You're gonna have to listen to the ban list prediction if you want to know why, but yeah. Card's solid. In the mirror, I found this getting banished constantly by my opponents being like, I really need to go into this with a Whiptail. Hurts a little, but what can you do? Still a great card though. Like pairing it off with like the Zeus so you can try and like stun them a little and then you just send everything. It's still solid. But yeah, we've got 1 copy of Hammerkong after that. Weirdly, I considered bumping this up. Like having that extra name, because I throw Hammerkong around like it's nothing because I still play this like it's old Zoo. Having the extra Hammerkong, I believe would have come up a lot, but I guess like if you get a second Dryden, you don't need the extra Hammerkong. But yeah, this Hammerkong, I really wanted 2 of them. I didn't really have space for 2 of them, although like there is like 2 cards of space in this extra deck, but yeah, I definitely considered playing 2 Hammerkong, so that's something to keep in mind. Then of course we have 2 copies of Borbo, bumped up from 1 from the old list. You can now just like attack directly, make Zeus, good card. Then we've got 2 copies of Tiger Mortar. Again, great card. Attaches from the graveyard. You can make your Zoodiacs nice and big. Then we've got 3 copies of Charcanine, because I wanted to really play with like the extra recursion for the Dryden and not having to rely on like Avarice or something like that. So I did play 3 copies of Charcanine. You can cut one of these if you do want to play that other Hammerkong, but I found that the 3 Charcanine was really solid. Then we've got the 1 copy of Drill Driver. Drop it over the top. Be warned, you can't make this into a Zeus, so keep that in mind. Then we've got 2 copies of Zeus. Stack a bunch of Zoodiac cards underneath it, and he can send a lot of things to the graveyard. Send. Keyword. Send. Then for the links, we are playing a bit of a weird package. So we've got 1 Tri-Brigade Frigite. You can use it, to summon your Zoodiacs from hand. It doesn't prevent them from being used as Xyz material, so you can definitely turn them into Xyzes. Then we do, of course, play the 1 copy of Unicorn, which we are going to make off the Baron, and then the Baron can put the card on the bottom of the deck. Helps us draw 1, cycle through the hand. And then we've got 1 copy of Megaplops. Rounds out the extra deck for this one. But that will wrap us up here for the deck profile for this one. So as always, if you do have any recommendations, comment those guys down below. I love the list, but I felt as though there was like something missing from it. It was probably the Zoo Kings and like a second Dryden would be really good. Or a Broad Bull. But that one will probably be a mistake. So just give me the second Dryden, please. But, as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG, and have a good afternoon, everybody.